Oh, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. Marija, it's so nice to have you here to talk to me today. So for those that don't know, Marija is part of our NAMI Piedmont Tri-County family. She is a peer-to-peer group facilitator. She is also somebody who presents in the End in the Silence program, and she also is somebody who presents in the In Your Own Voice program. And we're so grateful that you joined us today. Why don't we get started, and just how about you tell me what mental health awareness means to you?
Mental health awareness. Mental health is the ability to focus, to be able to make your own decisions without all these voices going on in your head, to be able to concentrate, to be able to read a book without, drifting off into another area or having to read the same sentence 3 times and still go, what? It's difficult to hold a job when you have a mental illness because even a little bit of stress really stresses you out and you don't really know how to handle it. And, it's people's personalities are really a conflict. I have a sister who's been having the same job for 25 plus years. I have no clue how she does it. She just knows how to handle situations as they occur. So mental health is to realize that you're not alone. Everybody has a specific illness, and it's not the end of the world, and there's help out there. That answer your question?
Yeah, and so yesterday we were talking about this with Jeff, and he was kind enough to come on and share his story. And we were talking about the fact that when we have a mental health diagnosis, it can change the way people think, act, and feel about us, but it also changes the way we think, act, and feel about ourselves. And even though we can be very accomplished in life, and there are a lot of things that we do successfully, people will bring it back quite often to this mental health diagnosis that we have. Can you tell us how the stigma maybe has affected you?
A lot of people tend to be afraid of me if I tell them bipolar, or they'll think, well, she's really spacey. What's wrong with her? Why does she keep doing these things over and over again? I'll go to bed with something on my mind, and I'm constantly ruminating the thoughts. I wake up the next morning, and I've still got that same thought in my head. So, like, my entire sleep has been disturbed because of that specific thing I had in my head. People are mainly just afraid of me. They don't understand. And they think that this is something serious. It is, but it can be controlled. And that's the big thing that they understand. I am a real human being, and I do have problems just like anyone else.
Right.
But, if you get the right treatment, you can function just like anybody else.
Yesterday we talked about how Jeff is very successful again once he found the right treatment that worked for him, and he talked a bit about that. He was talking about how now he's very functional, and he's very successful, and he's doing well. And so my question to you would be, and how did you find success with your illness? How do you find success managing your illness?
Medication helps. I have a lot of support groups that I go to. And there's things that I wanted to do that I would always, for example, I wanted to write a book. I'm working on that now, and I couldn't focus on it before. Now I can actually focus on that, and I can start writing, and I can stay zeroed in on what it is that I'm saying, and I could never do that before. I'd be worrying about this or worrying about that, and suddenly I can't focus on the book, Right. But I can put things aside now and focus on the one thing I want to do. It's really helped a lot.
How long have you been struggling with bipolar?
Seriously, I've been getting treatment 2007, but I really think I've been struggling with this with my whole life because I've had trouble holding jobs, and people just always thought I had this kind of attitude about me, if you will. And some people think I'm better than you. Some people think that I have meltdowns and they don't understand why. I think I've pretty much been struggling with it my whole life. I learned about NAMI when I was volunteering at a shelter, domestic violence shelter. That's how I learned about it. And then I started going to meetings, and I said, oh, that sounds like me. Started going to support groups and stuff, and it started to make more sense. I went to my doctor one day and I said, I think I might be bipolar. I can't seem to handle my moods. So that she gave me some medicine and she recommended me to a therapist. And I've pretty much been doing that ever since.
That's awesome. We do know that in statistics, when we talk statistics about mental illness, we do know that it takes an average of 8 to 12 years for people to even start to get a diagnosis. So we know some people are very quick to get a diagnosis, but other people struggle for many years before they recognize that the symptoms that they're having are actually to do with their mental health. So what would you say to somebody who is struggling with their mental health, but maybe hasn't found the courage to reach out and seek help? What would you suggest to somebody to get them started on that path?
Well, at first, as my family is very emotional. So the thing, I thought that was normal. My behavior was normal. But what I would do is, I was talking to someone the other day, and it was an AA concept, and it was an AA conversation, and she said, but I'm struggling with more than that. I have these moods, I have these depressions. And I said, I think that you need more to listen to someone from NAMI. And I gave her the connection to the online meetings. And I said, I really, really hope that you contact them, because what you're telling me, it sounds more like, an alcohol thing. It sounds more like a mental illness that you're struggling with, and certain specific things that I told her. And so I recommended her to connect to a connections meeting online, because they're all online. So it was really easy for her to do it. I haven't seen her on one yet. I have her email. I was going to check back with her. So.
Good. Well,
but I just kind of told her it was okay. It's okay to have a cross addiction.
Right. Yeah, it can be very difficult to reach out because, like you said, people are afraid of you. And I think, again, the media portrays mental health in a very poor light, and we know statistically, again, we can find the statistics and I can put them on the end of this video, but we know statistically that people who have a mental illness are less likely to be the person that commits a violent act, and more likely to be a person who is the recipient of a violent act. And so we know that that's a reverse of what we see typically in the media, and we would like to dispel that myth during this month as well. So I will add information at the end of this video. But is there anything you would like to say in closing to somebody who was maybe watching this and they think they may have bipolar, or they think they may have some other mental health condition? That what would you say to them?
One thing is, when I talked to my therapist just a few days ago, she asked me about my childhood, and I literally cannot remember my childhood. I get little, as I start to take care of myself more, little bits and pieces spurt in there. But if you ask me about my childhood, I could not tell you. My sister actually pulled out a photo album to show me things that we've done. I cannot remember them. And my doctor, she said, you probably had some type of incident in your life that caused, PTSD type of thing, and something that you don't remember. Maybe in time it'll come back, but at this point it doesn't. I have very, very few memories of my childhood. And the other thing I was going to say, and I just forgot. Oh yeah, was I have a husband who is very understanding, and as patient as he is, I mean, he's very patient. And then I'm finding with him, I would get really moody. All of a sudden he'd say the littlest things, and I would just snap at him. And then there's other things that he would say that I would get overly, like I'd start to cry. It was the simplest thing. That's when I went to my doctor and said, I think I have a problem.
Right.
But those are the two biggest things that really stuck in my head that made me kind of aware.
So my final question, because I do have one more question, but my final question would be, how does the stigma impact you? I mean, what would you say to people from when you first were trying to struggle with this and not having a diagnosis, and recognizing those mood swings and how it disrupted your everyday jobs and relationships, to where you are now, the difference with you now being able to see, with hindsight's always 2020, right? But the hindsight is, so how much have you benefited from kind of coming to terms with you having a mental illness, and how has that challenged you or helped you move forward in relationships now and with work and things like that?
Well, I'm disabled right now, so I can't work from physical issues, but I used to go through days where I can't do nothing. I would just watch TV, or I would just, because I couldn't focus on anything. So I would get really tired because I can't focus. So all I did was watch TV, maybe go for the occasional walk. I have a dog who walks me. But now I can actually accomplish things today. I started, I should set my alarm and actually just set up a routine, and the routine is very helpful. And I've been starting to do that. I can accomplish more, I can focus more, and I really feel good at the end of the day. But yesterday we were playing with the dog, and I almost got manic. I was just laughing too hard. I have this dog that makes me laugh. And I was laughing too hard, and I'm going, well, I think I'm out of control. So I had to stop and just breathe a little bit. But it was funny. I couldn't stop laughing.
And it feels good, right? It's nice to laugh for the right reasons and for that. Yeah.
Yes.
Just having fun and enjoying life and having joy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think my husband noticed that too.
That's awesome. So thank you so much for coming on and talking to us. We're hoping to do 30 days of these so we can dispel some of the myths during Mental Health Awareness Month, because our hope and our goals are that people end this stigma and end the silence, and people realize that they truly are not alone. There's an awful lot of people out there who are struggling with this, and there's a big community of people working together to help people move on and move forward with this. So thank you so much. We will see you in the support groups and out in the community. We always appreciate everything you do for us. Thank you for talking to me today.
Bye.
Take care.